question is ADHD. The answer is solve it without remedies. I just was listening to something. This is round one for all you who care. I was lately diagnosed with ADHD. Caveat, and I was just asking, and it happened in 3 separate occurrences, which, if you know, 3 rhymes with 3. Or is it the same? So anyways, I'm just trying to capture my thoughts. I'm throwing up on y'all, and y'all are appreciating it, and it is amazing because you are good people. So my friend called. He said, hey, I was talking to a therapist, and every time she said things, I kept thinking of you, Preston. And I said, interesting. I don't think I'm an ADHD dude. Then I saw a stat saying if you're dyslexic, there's a high probability, probably a 40% chance that you are also have ADHD. Said, I'm probably not that. Then I was sitting at dinner with my other friend who is a psychologist, or a psychiatric doctor, who also has known me since I was a wee little lad. My mom and his mom became friends when I was 2 weeks old. So let's just say we grew up around each other, and he has observed my behavior for a while. I bring this up because I'll tell you my next stat, which is my sister-in-law has ADHD, and she says that, and she is she has a special education where she is specialized in special education, and one of those is neurodivergencies, which subject matter includes dyslexia and ADHD. Yes. And so she said, you have to be diagnosed before you're 12. And I'm like, okay, well, I was not, so therefore, who knows? I will never know. Plus, I don't believe it. And the final nail in the coffin was my good friend, who also has known me for quite some time. Not to a, he's known me, but we later became friends, better friends, because it was like, oh wait, we like each other. We're more compatible with one another instead of like our brothers, and so we like the same things. Whatever. We're friends, right? And so he was saying, you just don't like labels, but you definitely have ADHD. And I was like, what? Why do you say that? And he's like, well, can you hear yourself talk? I was like, he didn't say that, but I ramble. And so there's 3 instances. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is ADHD, 3 tips and tricks in order to figure it out. This guy was saying, work out, stay active, because physically moving for an ADHD brain stimulates them, and then there's a growth set where basically it's like the level of activity you are able to, you're able to maintain a better state. He also said something about how ADHD people have less I don't know, it was a fact that popped in my head and doesn't matter anymore. Something about less brain neurological connections, which is interesting. So, and that's how he unbundled the word ADHD. So I'll have to rewatch it just to get that back. Then he said brown noise. Brown noise helps ADHD people. So that'd be interesting. And I'll see if it works, because brown noise is a calming brush of the wind, if it helps whenever I'm working on things. And then the other one was being mindful of what we're doing when we're doing it, because you need to kill the ants, the something negative thoughts, automatic negative thoughts, as Dr. David A.N.T called it. He said, kill your ants because they are automatic negative thoughts. And how you do that is you are just mindful and you're grateful. You just become more grateful for what you're doing. But we are here to make it stick. Because if we don't make it stick, there is no way we will remember. And if we don't remember, we won't improve at the 1% rate a day that we have committed ourselves to. And are you ready to be 1% better every day? And this is how we do it. We make it stick. You don't really have to abide by that, but if you try to genuinely improve and make it stick, then you naturally improve because it replaces the old thinking. And so when you have garbage and you put not treasure in, removes trash, treasure in, trash out, right? Trash in, trash out, treasure in, treasure out. If you have trash continued into your thing, the trash will move out and you will have treasure. So treasure in, treasure out. Another man's trash is another man's treasure, and it is my pleasure to present to you the things that we're going to make it stick, all right? So we've got activity, mindfulness, and brown noise. MAB, movement, mindfulness, brown noise, all right? So movement, let's just do activity, physical activity, PA, all right, PA. Then we're gonna make it stick. We've got mindfulness, which is gratefulness, MG. I don't know why I like using double pairs, but it just gives me more. And then finally, brown noise, BN. So that's gonna be easy to make. Let's build this story. What's AM? Got a good friend, AM, the radio station AM. AP, it's PA, physical activity. What am I saying? See, I'm mixing up. Physical activity, PA, Pennsylvania. We are in the state of Pennsylvania. It's actually a state of Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are in PA. We're in the big PA. It's a square. It's a little spot that's not little snacked off spot by the state. Probably because of a river, but who's counting? So we're in Pennsylvania. PA, physical activity. Now, where are we going? What's the setting? We're in Pennsylvania. Mindfulness and gratefulness. MG. People want to say Megan. So there's this girl named Megan in Pennsylvania. All right, that's the actor. Her name is Megan. And it comes to the color. And we can do a lot of things with that. All right, so good old Megan was sitting in her car when she turned the radio on to a good old channel, WPAA. WPAP. That's we at WPAP. That's a Texas accent. I need to change it to Philadelphia accent. You know what? Go New York and here at the Big Pap, at the WPAP, we talk about what we need to do. All right. So she's listening to this at the WPAP, WPAP, right? PAP. So she's listening to her. She's driving to work. She's listening to her favorite AM show with old school Mike on the WPAP. We always talk to Pappy. Right? That's probably a Boston thing, but it's not. We're not going to go Boston. We're going to go New York. It's a New York thing because Philadelphia and New York are closer to Pennsylvania. All right, so Megan is driving to work, listening to her favorite AM show, Talk Radio with Mike. Mike on the dot. All right, Mike, he's a butcher. You know, he's son of a butcher. And if you've ever eaten meat from Mike, he does this thing where you go to his shop, he's got all the cows, the pigs, the sheeps, the goats, all hanging. And you come to Mike, and Mike, he cuts his meat on the dot, right? That's the big thing about Mike. Everybody knows around. They're like, it's a magical touch. It's a magical touch that Mike gets it on the dot, on the gram. Mike gets it on the gram, on the dot. On the gram, all right? So Megan comes in. She's like, I'm going to pull over because I'm right next to Mike's advertisement, he said 30% off on the dot. Want a pound, want half a pound, 1/4 of a pound, 1.333. I can put it on the dot for you. Boom. You want turkey, you want jerky, you want beef, you want leaves. I don't make leaves. You want sheeps. You want meats, you want sheeps. What do you want? It's Mike on WPAP. You listen to me, Mike. I'm on the point. I'm on the dot. And so she pulls over because she heard 30% off. And guess what? She had no groceries. And she went in and she's like, hey, look, I'm gonna ask a favor. I'm gonna ask one of those natural flavors. I want some sheeps, I want some cows, but I want my cow to be brown. And Mike's like, what are you talking about? Get out of here. She's like, look, it's a weird thing, but I just want the cow that I eat to be a brown cow. Because I like the way that brown cows make their noise. And he's like, that's so weird. Like, you're weird. Get out of here. And she's like, look, you get out of here. Like, whatever, New York. They're in Pennsylvania, but he's in New York and she's in New York. Yeah, she's in Pennsylvania. Yeah, anyways. So he's like, get out of here, right? This is round one of this story. Obviously, this is where I'm throwing out things and I like what I'm doing. And so, New York, right? And ADHD, right? So Mike is in his shop and he's like, this girl, how do I know which cows come in brown? And for some odd reason, she likes it where she's, she likes it where it's brown, because whatever. She likes the noise or something, like the moo, all right? And so she goes over, and guess what she does? He goes over, he looks at his order intake, and he goes, I think this one was brown. You know why? Joey down the street, down in his farm, he's only got brown cows. And so there's no way that this cow is not brown, all right? So he takes that meat, he looks at 1, 2, oh, Rocky. Oh, Rocky, boom. Moves it on over, right? Moves it on over, finds where Joey, he gets his beef. It's like, this is Joey's cow, I know, because a little fat on the little rib, right there, right on the heifer. The heifer has a lot of fat. He's like, that's Joey, because he always sneaks in a little, corn and hay whenever Joey wants, he wants his cows a little fluff because, make more money for the beefs, right? And he's like, hey, I'm by the pound, right? I'm selling by the pound, not the head. And for some reason, Mike, good guy, made a deal with his dad. He changed up the plans, but he still made a deal with his dad. He said, I honor your dad, but I hate your plan. All right, that's Mike and Joey. Joey's like, hey, look, I'm just trying to make ends meet. I want to get a Ferrari for my daughter, I'm my daughter's daughter, and so that's what I got to do, right? And so anyways, Joey, he said, this is Joey's beef, a little fat on the rib. He takes it off, boom. He gets out, he's ready. How much you want, Megan? Get out of here, Megan. How much you want? And he said, She said, I want. Does calculations, right? She's calculating. She's like, what do I want, right? This is gonna be hard because, okay, I was gonna look up the number for brown noise in the story, and she's gonna say, okay, let's just go with it. I want 3.275 pounds of my brown cow. And she said, He said, Mike, he goes, all right, I got that magical touch, but that's such an odd number. She goes, he goes, why you want that number? He's like, why don't you want 4 or 5? The kids love 6. Kids love 7-pound slices. And I said, 1, 2, 3, 7. And Mike's like, I can put it on there. It'll be 7. It'll be beautiful. It'll be beautiful. I can put today's date on it. It's March 5th. That's 3/5. Why do you need 3/2/7? And Megan's like, look, I need it because this doctor, he's crazy, and he said I need brown noise. So I came to this place to get my brown cow that produces brown noise, and it has to be at the frequency that the brown noise produces. And so I know, this is Megan, right? She's talking all science, whack. She's like, because he diagnosed me with ADHD, and I don't believe it. But, I do what I can to get rid of this hex. So I need this brown cow into me so it can go away. And so he's like, well, guess what? 1, I'm on the dot. Boom. He plops it on, and he puts it on there, rings it up.
It's one of those analog ones that goes woo, 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 woo. It's not one of those digitals. Mike's, he's old school. He's been spitting out, his ads. He's like, come over here. I'm on the dot. Boom, woo, 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 3, boom, 2. She's like, no way, it's gonna happen. No way. There's no way it's gonna happen. And then 2, 7, whatever number I said after that. All right, and then boom, on the dot, and then poof. Every time he hits it on the dot. This is why the kids love him. Confetti. All right? And that's Mike delivering to Megan the brown noise, the brown cow at a weird poundage. All right? And that is how you make it stick, because she's in Pennsylvania getting Megan's in Pennsylvania. There's a girl named Megan, and she is getting her brown noise. All right, it's a stretch, but it'll make it stick. All right, remember Joey? All right, I'm gonna fix the story, and Joey's gonna work out his cows, not make them fat. He's gonna work them out, and so they're thick. And so when they're thick, he's gonna. The thicker, the more muscle makes it more money because it's more mass, and that is the iteration I'm gonna add to the story. All right, so if you got ADHD, remember that there's a girl in Pennsylvania named Megan, and she wants to eat a brown cow that makes brown noise. All right, it's a weird thing. She's weird. She's Megan. She doesn't even exist. All right, so that's the story. Boom, confetti, boom, and that's how the story ends. That's how it goes. All right, so make it stick. Get your ADHD out of here, and say, get out of here, ADHD. I don't want you here. It's like, whoa. Hey, listen up. Doctor said, boom. And that's the story of Megan with ADHD. And I don't have to wrap it up like that. I just got to say, boom, get out of here. And then Mike turns to Megan and goes, get out of here. Boom. That's it. And that's how you get rid of ADHD, apparently. So if you struggle with ADHD, like me, I hope this information helps you be all that God has made you to be. Because my name is PC, and I've got a new 4 letters after my name. All right, peace. I wonder if I could get it for like a doctor, like some ADHD. Yeah, there's a doctor.